Ferrara, and I'm Director of Hospitality here at the Precious Blood Renewal Center. And today we are going to make my Mystic Chocolate Cake. Why do I call it Mystic Chocolate Cake? Because this month we're hosting a Mystic Chocolate for Body and Soul Women's Bible Series. And what other way, just a great way, to have a series about God's grace and how we can use, chocolate and cake and all that stuff to represent how God indulges us in His favor. So we are going to start with all these ingredients here, which we've got the flour, the sugar, cocoa powder, buttermilk, okay, eggs, vegetable oil, and then of course baking soda, the powder, and vanilla extract. So it's probably stuff that you already have at home except for the buttermilk. Not everyone uses a lot of buttermilk, so that might be the only thing you need to go to the store and get. So this is a fairly simple recipe. You're going to take 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Then you're going to combine 3 cups of granulated sugar. And then we've got 1.5 cups of cocoa powder, preferably the unsweetened. Okay. Then we're going to add, before we add those ingredients, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of baking soda. So we are going to take 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and then 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, I like to put all my powders in together. I know some recipes require you to have a sequence on how you put them in. In this particular recipe, I think as long as you put all the powders together in sequence, it's all good. I just dab a little salt in here, a couple little pinch of salt, okay? Then we're going to add our 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Okay, going to add your buttermilk. Okay. Then we're going to add 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. All right, and then we're going to put 4 eggs. Okay, so we're going to put the whole egg in there. Very simple. And before you start mixing everything together, make sure that you've preheated your oven about 350 to 375. I've already did that, and it kind of depends on your oven. Some ovens are warmer than others, so I put this oven at about 375. So before I mix it with the mixer, I am going to kind of incorporate the ingredients together, because when I stick these in to my bowl here, sometimes there's this big smoke of cocoa powder going everywhere. We don't want that. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of incorporate this real quick. Okay. May still happen a little bit, but it won't be so bad. Okay? Oh, the other ingredient I don't want to forget is 1.5 cups of warm water. I almost forgot about that. So 1.5 cups of warm water. Okay, so now we're going to mix everything in with our blender. ingredients together. Okay, and that is what you're looking at, our chocolate, mystic chocolate cake. Okay, so I went ahead and prepared, you know what guys, I don't think I put in the vanilla. You're supposed to put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So there we go. Now, I'm just gonna stir this up just real quick so the vanilla gets in there. Okay. All right. Well, I can tell you right now, between the chocolate and the vanilla, it smells really good. All right. So I went ahead and sprayed a couple pans of cake pans, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna stack these on top of each other, and then we're going to make a chocolate cream cheese frosting and put it on it. Put it on there. So we are going to pour part of this mixture in one. Okay. Okay. And 3. So it's going to be a three cakes here that we're going to put all together. Okay. Now, if you don't want to do it like this, put 3 cakes together, then you can use one big rectangular pan. You can use the big round pans. Kind of depends. I typically like to layer this because of the chocolate cream cheese frosting. So what we're going to do now is put these in the oven for about 25 minutes. And I want you to check on it and with a toothpick to see if it comes out clear, to make sure that it is cooked all the way. Okay, so we're going to put this in our preheated oven for about 25 minutes. All right, so the cakes just came out of the oven. So this is what our cakes look like. Now you want to let them cool for about 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is, while we're talking about how to make the chocolate cream cheese frosting, we're going to let the cakes cool, okay? So we've got about 7 to 8 cups of powdered sugar, 1.5 cups of cocoa. Then you're going to add just a tad bit, maybe a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, just to give it some little bit of a taste. But between the butter and the cream cheese, you're going to have plenty of taste. So we're going to add 3 sticks of butter. Okay, 1. That usually is equivalent to 1.5 cups of butter. And they should be softened. And then 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Okay. Then you're just going to have some milk on the side here, and I like to use milk because the fat gives it some flavor, but some people use water. But milk is better. So we're just going to put dabs of milk as we go. And I just have about a 1/4 cup in here, just in case we need it, okay? Because the milk is what gives it the consistency that you want, okay? So we're just going to mix this slow. Okay, so this is creamy and fluffy, just how we want it, okay? Now, I'm going to grab a pencil here that what I call the frosting spreader, the cream spreader. So I'm going to bring this cake plate over here, and we are going to put one of our cakes on here. It's not quite cool yet, but should be fine. Okay, so this is how we have it now. And what we would do is, of course it's still warm, so what would we do is spread it, and you want to start in the middle, and then you want to spread it out. Okay, so we're going to let this cool off just a few more minutes, and then we'll come right back and finish it off. Okay? All right, so we have our cakes out here, and we are going to take our cream cheese chocolate frosting, and we're going to dump some in the middle here. And what you're going to do is spread it from the middle out. We're just going to spread this here in the middle. Okay. And there's a rhyme and a reason to that, because that's supposed to help with it not crumbling the rest of the cake. So, okay, so there's one layer, okay. Then we're going to put this one, slide it right on top here, okay. And again, we're going to take a big glob, we're going to put it on top, okay. It's looking good, guys. All right. And then we're going to put our last layer on top. Okay. And we're going to spread it along here. All right. My Mystic chocolate cake. I think you guys are going to really find it pretty tasty. Okay? So then what we're going to do is just wrap the rest of the chocolate around. And of course, you can probably tell that my chocolate is melting just a bit, because for video purposes, I want to show you guys. Okay, so all right, and there we have our chocolate cake. Okay, and of course you're going to take a paper towel and just go around it so it's nice and clean. And here's our chocolate cake. So I want everyone to enjoy their cake with family, with friends, with your neighbors, for whatever occasion it is. I want you to have God's love and God's grace transform you each and every day to make the masterpiece that He has allowed us to be. Okay, so have a great day and thank you. Enjoy.